just in two directions. I had no hope, we never follow instinct, we just don't understand a different situation. We've lost no land. My heart's a rebel. Your heart's a rebel. You always share affection with everybody else. I think that you should learn to love yourself. The man that you love most, the man that brought you here, he's always in your memory, he's always near. My heart's a rebel. Your heart's a rebel. My heart's a rebel. Your heart's a rebel. My heart's a rebel. Your heart's a
Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I am your host, Willie Bragg. Quick apologies. I didn't live stream last night because frankly I was too tired. And Wednesday there was I was supposed to be a scheduled live stream, but there was I forgot to send the StreamYard link to Tommy Nations from Tommy Nation Politics. So we're going to right now the tentative schedule is next Wednesday, and if they're until otherwise posted. So anyway, so that there's that announcement there. So everything being explained. I hope everybody's doing well today, and hope everybody has a great Labor Day weekend to look forward to, and all that. So before we get started, I think that's probably very important to, I guess you could say start off with a little bit of a levity, and you know, the president is a piece of shit, of course, but he provides humor, right? So let's go and make fun of Donald Trump at Donald Trump's expense, shall we? All right, give me a moment here, and we shall make fun of him. Let's do it. Come on. Well, you can see what he's doing here. Come on, Trump, take that shit. Well, you get the idea. You get the idea. I mean, it's on repeat there. He's taking the shit. Well, yeah. Do I have to explain the joke? You saw that for yourself right there. So, you know, and because Trumpism is basically is essentially a cult and all that. And I'm not one to suffer from what they call Trump derangement syndrome, but he's a billionaire. That's just enough to dislike him and what he's doing right now, his second term. Horrible man. So anyway, yes, CBC voters says happy fish day. Yeah, and yeah, happy fish day. And I hope you're doing well, CBC voter. Thank you for showing up. So we're going to talk about this notion of wokeness that has been taking place. Where when it comes to wokeness, back in 10 years ago, even further back, when it was called political correctness. And all of that, and there's a fine line. There is a fine line between policing every little minute word and thought, and overtly, just harassing people and just making people feel like shit and uncomfortable and threatening people and all this sort of thing, And the thing is, you go, somebody will make a little off-putting remark or a little dirty joke or what have you, and somebody clutches their pearls, whatever side of the fence they happen to reside on. And it makes me mad that it's always blamed the left when it comes to this thing. And political correctness, what is now called cancel culture today, has always been a right-wing phenomenon. But it is, for some reason, it just sticks to the left. The left is the one that gets accused of this. But when the right is, and I said this over and over again a million times, please forgive me for repeating this. But when the right engages in this, there's no term for it. Seemingly, nobody wants to call it anything. Nobody wants to go and give it the authoritarian smear that it deserves to be given, as if they're above the fray, as if they're ultimately correct. So who are we to sit there and to dare criticize them for trying to silence and boycott and engage in their version of cancel culture or political correctness. 10 years ago, I gave conservatives, even now, for about 5 minutes, a little bit of credit when they were, getting a little upset over Halloween costumes. People saying, "Oh, you can't dress up this way for Halloween." Certain Halloween costumes that some of the liberal activists and liberal people were getting upset over. It's Halloween. It's time to have fun. Okay, no big deal. The college students at Yale that were surrounding the college professor who had that sentiment, and those college kids said they're talking shit to that college professor. I mean, don't those kids have anything better to do than that? There are other issues there really honestly harming society a hell of a lot more than some kids having fun, playing pranks, dressing up in Halloween costumes, or some kids playing video games and there's an overly sexualized female in the video with the nice breasts and nice ass, beautiful, woman or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, get that out of the video game." That's what's bugging you liberals 10 years ago. And the conservatives were correct to call it out on that. But then they get mad that the mermaid is black, or they get mad that Santa Claus is black, or there's a gay Santa Claus, or they'll get mad that they'll get mad at whatever that Cinderella, Snow White is being played by a Hispanic actress that looked like AOC. This is, and they were like, "Oh, this is woke, this is woke, this is woke," and then the way that they throw woke at everything they throw woke. They don't like something, it is woke. And it's like, this is the way that they will try to cut you off in a conversation. If they disagree with you, end of discussion, because it is woke. As if that's the final word on the matter. Fuck off with that shit, right wing. Fuck off. It's gotten to the point where Social Security, the 8-hour workday, public roads, things like the post office, we're talking about, things of that nature, things that kind of make society, just things that will make society, function. It's woke. I mean, you got to the point where you got these people that they believe in private prisons and private, they would like to privatize the criminal justice system. And I mean, they want everything privatized and not just privatized, but privatized by evangelical Christians running everything. This is ultimately what they want in society. They don't want a normal society. They want a society controlled by evangelical Christians that want to privatize everything. And they want a Protestant Pinochet running the show. And they kind of have that with Donald Trump right now. So, that's where it comes down to. But everything is woke this and woke that, woke. Universal health care, woke. Fire department, woke. You talk about unions, they're woke. Everything is woke. If I don't like something, damn it, it's woke. And what were they saying before it was woke? It was socialism. It was liberalism. It was whatever. They'll try some work. Back in the 80s when Pat Robertson and Jerry Falwell were running their shitty little pie holes on TV every Sunday, on being the TV evangelicals that they were. It was secular humanism, that sort of thing. They always got a new word or the classic term, communism, or what have you. It's always some new pejorative that they'll have to use to scare society and to try to scapegoat, just as Hitler used the word Jews to scare people, And of course, substitute the word Jews in the 1930s Germany with the name Soros today. I'm no fan of Soros in a lot of ways, but you know, you substitute the name Soros today with what the right wing used previously, Rothschild. You get the idea. You get the idea. So, and Warren, how are you doing today? Extrabula is here, and he says Tipper Gore created warning labels for rap albums. Big time strident effect made the rap music industry explode. Very true. And I remember that back in the 80s. Tipper Gore, and here's the thing, and I think she was linked up with the, this is the thing about the Democrats. They'll sit there and suck up to the very right wing people who will sit there and take a shit on them. So they went there with the, what was it, the PMRC, Parents Music Resource Center, I think it was called. And they'll go and try to put labels on albums or what have you. All that shit's going to do is just going to make it more taboo, make it more tantalizing. I mean, that's what's going to do. And and a lot of these people, again, these people cry about being silenced or what have you, but when they get a chance, they're full swing on censorship, like that retarded executive order that Trump signed recently on flag desecration. And it's a First Amendment issue. You don't have to like it. You don't have to have your heart warmed and fuzzy over people burning the flag. And if your heart is warm and fuzzy, people burning the flag, that's okay too. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. I think people not having health care and not having a living wage job, that's a bigger issue. That's more important to me than a piece of cloth that's made in another country, more than likely, than being burned. That's a symbol of America, and this is what we fought for. We fought for your freedom. What for freedom? What, to force people to worship a piece of cloth called the United States of America flag? I mean, heavens to Betsy, really. So, getting back to the subject at hand, let's see. We have here Max. Sorry, Jay. How are you doing today? It's the War and Peace Report, and yes, it is. And let's see, Max Headroom. I remember Max Headroom. Gosh, I miss the 80s. I miss the 80s except for Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan. That part I don't miss. But that being said, Cracker Barrel, they changed their logo, or they did change their logo as of this date. They changed their logo, and you've seen the logo. I mean, I should have had their logo up, but we know they took the barrel and they took the white man off the barrel. And I think with some of the right-wing people, that was what was bothering them. And I you know what? I would have never known about the logo change. There is, I live off of Highway 95 here in central North Carolina. The highway that goes from Maine all the way down to, I believe, Miami, Florida. I think it's Miami, Florida, down to the Florida Keys, whatever. The main highway, it goes through New York, goes through Philadelphia, goes through Washington, D.C., to Richmond, Virginia, all the way down. It just goes through Fayetteville, North Carolina, all the way down to Florida. Highway 95. I live about 3 miles down the street from Highway 95. And the thing about it is there's a Cracker Barrel nearby. And I frequent that Cracker Barrel. I like Cracker Barrel. People make jokes about the Cracker Barrel, but I like the Cracker Barrel. I mean, their pancakes are out of this world. If you haven't had breakfast at Cracker Barrel, get their pancakes and bacon. They're out of this world. They're the best pancakes in the world. I, I mean, yeah, I don't know that a 5-star restaurant could top the pancakes that Cracker Barrel makes. Honestly, I mean, I think you'd be spending some major big bucks or something that costs less than $20 for breakfast. You couldn't get better than Cracker Barrel, honestly. And I think it's like I'm spending probably about 18-19 bucks when it's over done and over with, tax included. It's the pancakes. I usually get pancakes, bacon. I get scrambled eggs with the and I usually add like cheddar jack. I think it's like cheddar jack cheese or Colby cheese or something. Colby cheese is what I add. It's the Mama's Pancake Special, I think it's called. And I usually get extra syrup, and I get coffee and orange juice. And it's actually pretty good breakfast. That's pretty much what I get when I get breakfast. The point I'm trying to make is, and there are other dishes I'll get too. I mean, just whatever. Their meatloaf is great. Their hamburgers are great. I mean, their fried chicken is stupendous. Whenever they serve turkey, it's awesome. Their roast beef is great. Their steak is good. I mean, everything I have ever had at Cracker Barrel, I can't say I've ever regretted eating. I mean, their shepherd's pie that they have, I mean, it's wonderful. Their gift shops, if you're trying to find a Christmas present, or you're trying to find a birthday present in a hurry, that's a place to go. That is the place to go for such things. So, look, there's some people that will say that the place is racist. I don't know about that. I've gone to Cracker Barrel. It looks pretty racially diverse. I mean, I see people from all walks of life as clients and clientele in there. So I don't know about all that, but it does have this kind of 1930s folksy atmosphere. And so when I think that some people are bothered because they think that the logo sign is the change of everything. Well, the one in Selma, Smithfield, Selma, where I live, that Cracker Barrel, I went there the other day. And, I walked in and there it was. The logo change. Oh, and then I walked into the dining area, and it turned into a Starbucks. And the place was filled with hipsters. Yes, everything did change, didn't it? Yes. And the hipsters were in there, and they were wearing the little pink pussy hats, and they were talking mean about our dear leader, Donald Trump. How dare they talk about our dear leader, Donald Trump? That's how woke it was. And when I walked into the gift shop, they had these LBGTQIAA MICKEYMOUSE flags all around, and all these other LGBTQ subcategory of various colors and various sexual persuasion flags to sell at the gift shop. Come on now. Is that what really people this is what really they really believe happened when people go into a Cracker Barrel? It was the same fucking Cracker Barrel I've always walked into. The same fucking Cracker Barrel I walked into. The sign was the same. Everything was the same. Everything was the same. I came in there. I was laughing at, I was in a good mood. I was joking around with the staff. I was joking around, and I was like, it looks like y'all going through a lot of changes around here. And they were kind of laughing along with me. And they said, yeah, they got a lot of comments about it and everything. So, but here's the thing. Apparently, they went back to the old logo. And it's neither here nor there that they went back to the old logo. It's neither here nor there. I don't care either way. It wasn't bothered, and I would honestly, again, had the right wing snowflakes not made a big deal about it in the first place, I wouldn't have noticed. I, honest to God, would not have noticed. And you know, and even now that they gone back to the old logo officially, it doesn't matter one way or the other. I'm not. The only thing that triggers me is how the right wing wants to make a fucking culture war out of everything. So, my old associate at KRTV, Johnny, hold on, let me find the video here really quick. Give me a moment. Okay. Johnny XM from KRTD shared this video.
So this, by the way,
hold on a second, and we'll get this ready. And he's illustrating the absurdity. I don't know who the guy is that's doing the video, but you know but the guy in the video is illustrating the absurdity of the right wing snowflakes who wants to sit there and make a fucking culture war out of the supposed changes that's transpired at Cracker Barrel. So we'll go ahead and let him take it away. Take it away.
So this, by the way, is all because of Wall Street. This is all because of the stock market, because of investors, private equity, and the demand to get more value to shareholders. This has nothing to do with wokeness or DEI, you stupid sleeping babies. Okay? I'm going to explain this to you. McDonald's, the way McDonald's is structured is McDonald's owns the land underneath this building. They own the land. They're the biggest landholders in the United States when it comes to commercial properties. The franchisees then rent the building on top of them. And you know what happens? Sometimes McDonald's go out of business. And when McDonald's goes out of business, they want to put a different business in there and they want to sell the land underneath it. Well, guess what? When you have a building that can only be a McDonald's or can only be a Pizza Hut or can only be a Cracker Barrel or only be a Taco Bell, guess what? It's harder to sell those businesses. So every business has slowly been turning into a gray or beige box because you know what happens when you put a vape store inside of an old Pizza Hut? We all call it, oh, the vape store inside of the old Pizza Hut. Now, in the future, they'll just pull the Pizza Hut sign off and you'll go, I think that might have used to be a Starbucks. I don't remember. I don't know. But all the buildings used to look like this. It's also easier to do upkeep on it. They all have the same dumb awning with these weird little latches attached to them. They don't have to have the special McDonald's only custom ordered roof or the special Pizza Hut red shingle or making sure that they have to do this special lighting underneath Cracker Barrel or whatever was going on with Taco Bell back in the day. They're all buying from the same company. They're all using the same parts. That brings down their cost. They're not building play places anymore. It's not because of wokeness. It's not because, oh, gay people. No, it's because insurance for a play place costs more than just having a fucking McDonald's, because the purpose of all of these buildings is to just pay off the property taxes while the land underneath it gets more and more expensive. So eventually you can sell it to somebody. Like in the case of Cracker Barrel, maybe the fact that they have land that's connected to the edge of every single highway exit by mid-tier cities all across the United States, maybe that'll be a good play for somebody who wants to put up electric vehicle supercharge stations. Oh, look how they're all conveniently right here off the highway, and we have robots that can serve everybody $12 hot dogs. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But none of this has to do with wokeness, DEI, LGBT, black people, immigrants. None of that shit was caused by this. This was completely caused by Excel spreadsheets and people going, if we do less, we can cash out with more. And that's the American dream, to do fuck all and to cash out with a lot more money. Okay?
In other words, what he's saying is capitalism. Capitalism is the bottom line. It's the bottom line. It isn't wokeness. It isn't, it isn't black people. It isn't immigrants. It isn't the gays and the trans. It isn't the Muslims or, and for some of the more honest, hardcore right-wingers. It isn't the Jews. It isn't all these people out there that's causing the changes. It is the bottom line. It's capitalism. It's the bottom line. It's trying to be efficient with your money and all of that. And it's the most innocent, benign reason. I'm anti-capitalist, and I'm not even blaming the capitalists for doing what they're doing here. I mean, this, of all the things that capitalists are doing, this is probably the most innocuous reasons is to try to be a little more cost effective and all of that. I mean, this is not even necessarily exploitive against workers, but just a business decision, here. And but it isn't wokeness, and I just wished, honest to God, that the right wing would stop trying to go and make wokeness out of something that's not wokeness. We can't have nice things in this country because all they have to do is start having a little tantrum at Fox News and talk radio and at the TV evangelical pulpits about wokeness. And then all of a sudden, anything that's a halfway decent idea will get shut down. Welcome to America, folks, where good ideas get shut down easily. If there's anything that's going to improve people's lives, or there's anything that's going to actually allow people to be a little more free, can't have that, because this is America. And, on that note, I have to go to work early tonight. This is why I'm doing the video a little earlier than usual. I usually don't do a video on Friday anymore, but it's one of those rare occasions that I do. So anyway, I'll talk to each and every one of y'all before I go. So let's see here. We have hold on a second here. We have any? They have decrackered. They have decrackered the logo. Yeah, I mean. It's like, again, the logo wasn't an issue one way or the other for me. It's just a logo change. And look, for me again, I'm okay with the rustic atmosphere at Cracker Barrel. I'm okay with the 1930s antique rustic look. It doesn't bother me. I don't think it's yearning for a reactionary aspect of a past era. I mean, no, I as I said, it has this folksy charm. A couple of doors down from where I live. A couple of doors down from where I live. I mean, I live in what I guess you can call a townhouse here. There is a house that was my grandmother's house when she was alive. It was built in 1926, and it's and it's has a lot of the old just the look that a house has from the year 1926. And so when I go into Cracker Barrel, I just think of some of the. I kind of think about that house when I was growing up visiting it. With October coming around, I'll tell you a funny story about it because my grandmother, when she was alive, she was insisted that when my parents and myself went to sleep, that she did not want any noise in the house, no TVs on, no radio or anything. And I'm telling you, when you're in an old house and your house is settling in and it's totally silent, and I don't believe in ghosts and apparitions and things that go bump and dump in the night in a supernatural sort of way, or I don't now. But when you're growing up, that's what you think as a little kid, and the house is settling in, and there's nothing louder than silence sometimes, and you're hearing dump, like somebody's walking around or something, and it's just a house settling in at night. But that was some scary shit. It felt like a haunted house. It wasn't, but I don't know. I just had a little bit of a memory, strolling down memory lane a little bit. Sorry about that. So, but I'm just saying that people trying to make a big deal out of nothing, and it's just nonsense. The biscuits and gravy are on point too. I haven't had their biscuits and gravy, but case on point, I'll give it a try, or try to give it a try, Warren. I will, because now that I'm a little bit thinner, I can do that. And by the way, everybody, the shirt I'm wearing here, I have not worn this shirt in about almost 2 years. And even the one time I wore it, and I wore it on a live stream, by the way, it was a bit snug, more snug than I wanted it to be. Now I can wear it and feel pretty damn confident about it. In fact, I'm planning to, not saying I will, but I'm planning to go to Baltimore next month and Philadelphia. And I'm going to a concert, and I think I know. I think I don't necessarily have to buy something for the concert. I think this is what I'm going to wear. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, well, this shirt, feeling great. And I'm gonna have to do a video if I'm continuing the weight loss. Y'all can't tell because you see me enough. And everything. So. I still look fat on the mirror. I still see myself as fat, but my stomach feels it's the swelling of my stomach has gone down. I lost a waist side. I know I have, and I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and the medication that I'm on, I'm going to continue being on, I believe, until I can get this weight down to a manageable level. So, thank you, Warren. I try. Around the time, the early days of this live stream, if you all watch my channel, it wasn't always called the Willie Bragg Show. It was called Bernie Bro in the early days. You can laugh. That was the original name of the channel. Times obviously have changed. I was kind of thin back then, but that was the time when COVID was rearing its ugly head, and at that point, the weight came back because they closed down the gyms and with the lockdowns, and I wasn't able to work out, and my old habits came back. And when the old habits came back, my pre-2014 self came back, and I've been trying to get rid of that pre-2014 self. And so looks like I'm getting a little bit of help with some medication. So anyway, I am, speaking of being fat, I got a low-calorie meal that I got to prepare before I go to work tonight, and I am hungry right now. So everyone, I'm gonna let you go at this point. If you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment in any way you disagree with what I have to say. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share any content on this channel, this video, and any other video I may have. As the First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we're, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Reject corporate media. Definitely reject corporate media. Subscribe to the Willie Bragg Show, and when we get to 1,000 subs, very first opportunity when I get a little bit of free time after getting over 1,000, we'll celebrate. And of course, to remember this, and we have what do we have here? Cheap followers on Steamboat.com. Space, some kind of advertisement. And remember, free and pardon Ed Snowden, free Palestine, free healthcare for all, and fight to keep the First Amendment alive. Free speech. And until next time, fuck the right-wing snowflakes. Y'all take care, and happy Labor Day to you all. Bye-bye.